and welcome to Speedforce, the Flash podcast. I am your host, Anthony Hernandez.
And I'm your other host, Phil Maynard. Welcome back, everyone. 2015.
We had that short little break, and now we're back.
Month break. That wasn't short.
Yeah, it's kind of like school breaks. It's never long enough.
Yeah. Well, no, this one was too long.
This one was just like the school break, actually.
Yeah, it was about the same length.
Yeah, right when school went back in session, so did the Flash.
Yeah, so... Well, I was constantly traveling, so it didn't, affect me that the show was ended.
Yeah, it was actually good timing.
Yeah. Because I was traveling all over, and then you came and visit, and then we went to Universal Studios over the break.
I hope all you guys found the Secret 52.
Yeah, we posted it on the Facebook page.
It's really hard to find.
You actually, to be truth, it kind of was. Unless you were actually just looking around, very trying to find interesting things, you wouldn't have noticed it. I saw it barely out of the corner of my eye when I first saw it. I was like, "Whoa, stage 52? Gotta get a photo of this." And then you showed up, and we're like, "We gotta get a photo together for this."
We had one guy there actually noticed that he was wearing Reverse Flash and I was wearing the regular Flash.
Yeah, we walked around Universal Studios dressed like that.
Yeah, some guy just randomly yells out, he's like, "You guys are supposed to be enemies."
And since Anthony's quicker on his feet, he was able to respond better than me.
We resolved our differences.
We wanted to hang out at a theme park together. Sort of like Wells and Barry. They're friends. They don't know that they hate each other. No, but it was a fun trip that we had when we went. Then we come back and we have a brand new episode of The Flash that just comes out. We got school starting up for us. Got our job. I got a job. Yay. I
still have my current jobs.
All three of them.
I think it's 2 now, but this is like a 3rd job. So
yeah,
this is our third. You have 2 jobs now too.
Yeah, if you count podcasting as a job. Well, you haven't even mentioned who you met when we went down there.
Oh yeah, I got to shake Drew Carey's hand.
Yeah, he got to meet Drew Carey and got an autograph and everything.
Nice guy. Tells dirty jokes on commercials. I wish they aired that.
Inside tip, everyone: go see Price is Right.
It's much smaller than you think.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's whatever you see when you see the show, when you watch it on TV, it's like half that size in real life.
Yeah, it's like you could probably see 300 people comfortably, but once you get to 400, I bet you that place is just shoulder to shoulder.
Inside there was 300 people.
There was?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very small. If you guys go, just be ready because they'll have you sitting for 6.5 hours.
Oh yeah, and Anthony wasn't happy for one big reason.
They took away our phones.
Yeah.
It's
and your DS.
Yeah, they took away my DS. I couldn't even play Pokemon while I was waiting for the last 2 of those hours.
But they did show an episode of The Price is Right, but they repeated it.
Yeah.
Which was... We already knew what the prizes were and what they all costed.
Yeah, it was weird, but we gotta give it to The Flash.
Yeah, so The Flash, I think one of the best episodes that they had, but I love Captain Cold. He's my most favorite villain. I think... Oh, wait, no, we don't jump into the episode yet. We got an email. Everyone. We just got a letter. Do you want to read it?
No, it's all you.
Okay. We got an email from... surprising.
Hold on. What's Han and Mel?
Oh, yeah. When we were at Universal Studios, we found a place there called Mel's Diner, took a photo of me and Anthony in front of it, and then sent it to Mel.
There might be more in the future.
He loved it, yeah. Now we're going to go out searching for Mel's Diners and just send it to him. Sorry, Mel. We're going to get a lot of these.
I'm always looking for you, Mel.
That's the other Easter egg we're trying to get, right?
Yeah, there's 52, and then there's hidden Mels.
So, hey, Mel. We got your email. It says, "Hey, Phil and Anthony, welcome back," with an exclamation point. Welcome back, Mel. I'm glad I was barely able to get in to see this week's episode. It was enjoyable to see the rogues get together. The funniest part of the episode was Cisco and Barry's reference to Ghostbusters. Anthony and I just watched the episode today, and we were laughing so hard at that point.
Very solid reference.
It wasn't even like a throwaway line. It was just they actually referenced Ghostbusters.
I think Wells was the best, where he's just it was quite funny.
Yeah. Every true geek in the viewing audience thought of that movie before Barry even mentioned it. I kind of wish to see more of this Firestorm story. Someone must have had completely drained their brain coming up with the acronym for Firestorm. It's awesome to see the mythology take shape and unique takes on it. Looking forward to next week's episode and the rest of the season. Have a great show and Happy New Year, Mel. So, you too, Mel. I hope you're having a Happy New Year also.
A Happy New Year.
No, but that Firestorm acronym, that was
I couldn't repeat it if you paid me.
Yeah.
It was
I think the only acronym I have learned is SHIELD.
I still haven't learned any acronym.
Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement Logistics Division. Boom. I know my comic books.
Let's see. Yeah, I haven't learned anything really new.
And I think SHADE, which is what Slade was in the comics, was superhuman and other stuff. I just watched the Nightwing YouTube series yesterday, and they talked about it. I'm going to press play right now, everyone.
All right, guys. Now the episode's officially started, and we're going through the regular theme.
With Barry talking about how he's the fastest man alive, which he comes back with saying, I'm a liar.
Yeah, the fastest man is the man in the yellow.
Yeah, he killed my mom. Like,
yeah.
Just so we don't forget that. Every episode, I think this is the 10th episode of the series, and every episode he likes to remind us.
It's still season 1. It feels like it's longer.
Yeah, that's because we're just enjoying the show so much, and we watch every episode like 3 times or 4.
Yeah, so they start off, just previews from mid-season, I guess.
Yeah, talking about how like the man in yellow just beat Barry senseless. Barry's telling Iris that he's in love with her, and then he apologizes for it, and then we see a drone chasing after Barry,
shooting at him pretty viciously. Like, this is the first time you actually see like superhero training on his part versus just understanding what he can do.
Yeah, usually we see him on the treadmill just running, and this is actually him like trying to not get shot by this drone.
I always like it when they're on this lot. There's always something cool happening.
Yeah, it's Ferris Air, dude. That's just like that's not even a throwaway thing. That's, hey, you know Hal Jordan? He works here. For those of you who don't know Hal Jordan, I'm sorry, and he is Green Lantern.
Probably the best Green Lantern.
I like Guy Gardner. He's just mean. I can't say the other word because we're trying to keep this clean podcast.
So they shoot a missile at Barry,
and it whistled.
Yeah,
that's what the subtitle said. I just see the missile now just flying.
Yeah. Well, the impact from it, the explosion, kind of knocks Barry on his butt, and now it's like.
This is interesting. Wells is starting to get out of his seat because if Barry gets hit, Barry's gone.
So we see a classic Flash moment here where
he jumps into the air, grabs the missile as it's flying, he catches it, and sends it right back at the drone, and it goes boom.
Good aiming, too. That must have been a hard thing to aim.
Yeah.
What do they call it?
I think that's the person that made the subtitles for this.
Oh.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
and then Wells gets back into his seat. And Anthony and I were discussing that if Wells got up, he is fast enough to save Barry and get out of the way in time so that he wouldn't have been noticed.
I'm still a little confused if he needs his costume to move that fast.
Who,
or if,
Barry?
No, Wells.
Or Wells. No, Wells doesn't need it, I don't think.
Like, does he have this ability like Barry, or is it just in the costume?
Maybe. That'd be interesting.
Because at the end of the... they put the thing on his chest to make him faster.
Yeah. We just threw away that system right there just for a second ago. But did you see the whole pile of the Big Belly Burger?
Oh.
All that trash was Big Belly Burger. Do you see it behind them?
Yeah, it seems like that's in everything.
Oh yeah, love Big Belly, dude. They need to make like a superhero like theme park and have Big Belly as like one of the restaurants you can go to.
Yeah, we're talking about that Universal, how they should just make like a DC land or a Marvel land.
They have a Marvel theme park, but it's like in Thailand or something, so you can't really get to it easily.
Yeah, I wish America had cool stuff.
Yeah, we got Disneyland. That's
so
interesting.
We get to see our villains.
Captain Cold just being awesome. I say Captain Cold's like the best villain ever. Maybe not as better than Heath Ledger Joker, but I say he's better than Tom Hiddleston Loki. I feel that he just has...
I really like how Heatwave compliments him a lot. Like, not like he compliments him, but like his attitude makes Cold look
hot
better.
And cold. Yeah. Cold is cold, calm, collected. He's cool and everything. Well, Heatwave is just a hothead. And did you notice the steampunk style glasses that Heatwave wears?
Yeah, I noticed they kind of have a tint of red, as Cold's have the tint of blue.
Yeah.
So he says the cops will be there in 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Sounds a lot like, what's his name, the Clock King?
Clock King, yeah. But we remember in episode 4 of Flash when...
What is in that case?
His gun.
His gun?
Yeah. That's Heatwave's gun is in that case.
I was curious if he had it on him or there's something else in that case. Like they were like, oh, you'll get to figure that out in a few episodes.
No, that's just his gun. And Captain Cold's just getting sad right now because Flash isn't showing up.
It's kind of a change of pace. This is the first time we see a villain waiting for the Flash versus just trying to get the job done.
Yeah, that's because Captain Cold, I see it in the way that he's just not evil. He just likes to do things. And that's what they talk about in the comics, is how a lot of the rogues aren't evil. They just go about their daily business. They do bad things, but unless they're doing something evil, Flash doesn't care. Like, I think there was an episode where Flash and Batman are at a bar or whatever, and Captain Cold walks in, and Batman's like, aren't you going to arrest him? And Flash is like, he hasn't done anything right now.
It's kind of cool that it's like we haven't seen a metahuman. Like, he's not a metahuman. He just has a very fancy gun and a good attitude for it.
Yeah. So we're getting... we're at the car dealership place or whatever, where they have all the expensive cars, and they're saying that no one stole anything, and Barry's saying that the wall was just shattered like glass.
It was frozen and hit hard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Doesn't he says some fancy science words I can't say. Right?
Yeah, and then Joe's just like,
it was frozen, Joe.
I love and if people go back to episode 4 of our podcast, they could hear me talking so much smack on Snart's name. But after so long of this show, I just love the name Snart now. It's just so funny.
I'm thinking of the cat from the Thundercats. What's his name? I think
Snarf?
it's Snarf. Yeah,
with an F, not a T.
Yeah, I'm always thinking of that when they say Snart.
Snarf. And then we have Mick. I think that's his name, is Mick, but I don't know his last name. He's I should look that up.
They call him Heat a lot in Heatwave, and he refers to himself as like fire and.
No, he says I'm the Heat. Yeah, I don't know why they call you the Heat. I'm the Heat.
Yeah, he's a bit like, I don't know. He's
more nuts.
He's more like a side character, the Cold.
Yeah, he isn't. Yeah, in the comics he's his own person, but in this he's more so a sidekick,
making Cold look better.
Yeah. But in the comics, a lot of the time, it's a lot like the show, where they are working together, and then they start fighting, and Flash has to break it up.
So right now they're talking about stealing a painting, Fire and Ice.
Which is the worst joke ever that they could have made. They could have made it something more interesting, but...
They just decided to stick with this whole episode's Fire and Ice, because we got Captain Cold and Heatwave together.
And how Killer Frost is looking for Firestorm.
Wait, Killer Frost? Oh, yeah. I always forget. Well, she's not Killer Frost yet.
Yeah, no. But I wonder how she's going to become her.
Yeah, because she's got to get abilities.
Yeah, or does she already have the abilities, but it's inactive right now? Like, a lot of these people, their powers are inactive until one day they learn it. And this is... The particle accelerator went off a year ago, and we're still finding new people.
I'm kind of like waiting to see, like, maybe she's supposed to touch... Well, this episode, she touches a frozen car door and she isn't injured. I don't know if that was just lazy, like, script writing, or it was her abilities keeping her. Yeah, because she grabbed a door that was put to the temperature of 0.
Yeah.
That would totally freeze someone's hand.
Is that 0 Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius?
I'm not sure. Probably Celsius, since it's all... Because this is absolute 0.
Okay, yeah. That's Celsius then, probably.
Yeah, so she grabs that handle, but she doesn't get injured, so maybe that's a hint that she has the abilities and she just doesn't know.
Yeah. So for those of you out there who aren't in the U.S., Fahrenheit is what we use because the U.S. is weird.
And Celsius is what everybody else uses.
Yeah.
But we consider it weird because they're not using Fahrenheit. So.
Yeah. We also don't like the metric system.
No, we're different.
We're a weird country. Hello, everyone who's from the U.S.
So... They referenced that Christmas has passed. I don't know how much time has passed between Christmas and now.
A month. It's the exact same. They follow the same story as we do in real life.
So they're on the same timeline as us.
Yeah. They've been practicing for a month to get Barry faster. And
let's see here. So
it's just us. I didn't even notice that, but Eddie has Snart's picture up on his computer.
Huh. Don't know if that's an Easter egg or not.
It's not an Easter egg. It's more so... that this is good writing in the show, that they plan stuff out. So, we have Iris talking to Eddie right now about getting to move in now, I think.
Yeah. I kind of like Eddie a little more in this episode than in the previous episodes.
I'm liking him a little bit, which I don't like. I don't like to like him.
I want to hate him.
Yeah, because who he is, truthfully.
Let's see here. So, right now Barry's looking for Joe. I think he's trying to have a conversation about he doesn't want to pursue Captain Cold because he would rather make his abilities better for the Man in Yellow.
Yeah. He's not focusing on everyone. He's only focusing on one villain.
You know, and it makes sense because, like, yeah, the Man in Yellow can show up at any moment and destroy his whole life. He wants to be ready for that.
Like, this guy showed up out of nowhere one day, and you never know when he's going to show up.
It must trip him out, too, that someone else has his abilities and is better at them than him.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine when, like, Wally shows up and he has to train this kid with it? And he's still learning his powers or whatever.
I really hope Wally at one point gets introduced in the series.
Oh, yeah. It won't be that long, I don't think. Well, like, Roy showed up, like, episode 10.
Yeah, it was first season?
Yeah.
But was he Speedy yet?
No.
Or
he was
Arsenal?
No, he wasn't even that. He was just some punk on the street.
Yeah, so...
that tried to steal Thea's purse.
I think it was like season 2 when he started to become like a real...
Yeah, he started actually going out, and is what people called... He was part of the Scooby Crew.
Scooby Crew. But yeah, I'm hoping maybe season 2 they introduce Wally, because I really liked him because he was the one from the Justice League cartoon when I was a kid.
Yeah. Who?
Wally.
Oh, yeah.
He was the Flash from the Justice League animated series.
And he was voiced by Michael Rosenbaum, who I got to sign my little Flash doll.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
So
not
right
a
now,
doll, it's a plush little toy thing.
So, well, we've been talking about that. Barry just told Joe, you know, set priorities. And
I have to go after... I had to learn on being faster. And I'm terrified of Snart. I can't fight him. The guy can kill me. He can kill everyone in this precinct in a second.
Yeah, I think he was more brutal in the first appearance than this appearance.
McSnurtle.
McSnurtle? Oh, yeah. The turtle that...
Joe just stole from her when she was 5.
So essentially, Joe took his child's favorite toy and then just forgot to give it back.
Yeah.
Until she was like in her 20s.
What is she right now? I think 25?
Yeah, she's probably the same age as Barry.
Yeah, so they're both 25. How old's Felicity? I think 25 or so, because she said in the last episode.
I think they try to keep everyone just the same age, just to keep it easy.
Well, I know Felicity's younger than Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver looks like... He even looks older than that. He looks like he's about to... like, early 30s.
Yeah. Maybe... Yeah, early 30s. I think he said 32 when I saw it.
Yeah, he ain't 40 yet.
Or 27. He might be 27.
Oh, he keeps doing that bar thing. You know, he's going to look 32 forever. Oh,
so
the backpack.
We find the backpack, which we were making jokes on. If he actually wore that in the Flash costume, it would like... No one would second guess it. It just looks like it would work.
Pulls out a comic.
Space Ghost.
Space Ghost. For all of you out there, you know, you've probably seen Space Ghost Coast to Coast on Adult Swim. That's where I saw Space Ghost most. But he actually had an actual show.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast the most?
Yeah, Coast to Coast. Everything in that title rhymes is weird, but I don't think the most is added.
No, but you said that you saw it the most, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw it the most.
So... Joe is talking to Barry like, what's wrong with you and Iris? And Barry's like, huh? Nothing. What are you talking about?
I totally didn't tell her I loved her and she didn't say it back.
Guess what? Now she's moving in with Eddie. Now how that makes me feel? It makes me feel fantastic. I can't get drunk.
You know, all Barry has to do is grab Eddie and throw him into the ocean.
I know, right?
They solve a lot of problems.
Just run across the ocean to, like, the middle of the ocean, find shark-infested water, just drop him in there and don't even second guess it.
It's already established he could run on water.
Yeah, while carrying someone.
Yeah, in this episode we actually see him run up a wall for the first time since the first time he did it.
No, he ran up the wall when he was fighting Oliver.
He did? Oh yeah, he did run up the wall.
Yeah,
he ran all the way up and then ran...
Yeah, and when he fought, I think Zoom, he actually ran over a wall, or or whatever.
Yeah. The first time he did it was such a big deal, though. It was like, now he just does it and it's not even an issue. Everyone's like, oh...
Yeah, because he's got to that speed now. It's not. So Barry cleans up the house real quick.
So this is the first of 2 times in this episode they abuse Barry's powers.
Yeah, I love when he uses his powers just for fun, especially when he decorated the tree last episode. I love Cisco here. He just looks so distinguished.
He looks like a Ghostbuster.
I know exactly, and then they make the joke later. I like how he's just walking with the gun and pointing it at people, and Sing's just like, "Dude, put it down."
In the precinct, he's with police officers and he's like, inadvertently aiming a gun at them.
Yeah. And he doesn't even think twice about it.
He takes it. I like how this is the first time we really see Cisco take charge of a situation.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like Cisco.
Really?
Yeah, they say he's just too trying to be comedic.
Well, he does his role in the show.
That's the thing. A lot of people also thought the same thing about Tommy on Arrow. A lot of people thought he was too comedic. And then what happened? Tommy died and everyone cried. See what happens, everyone? Love Cisco or else they're going to kill him.
I like Cisco, but I don't think I ever really liked Tommy, to be honest.
Tommy was okay as a character. He kept Oliver grounded, I thought. And then after he died, Oliver just went nuts.
Yeah, but this is not the Arrow podcast, so we can't get too into that.
But I do like Cisco, though.
Yeah,
I love Cisco. I find his humor perfect. And...
I can't wait till he becomes Vibe.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
It's going to be so funny. He's going to be really, really
He's going to
epic.
be just all bouncing around constantly.
I almost hope that they give him his own show. Like, if it turns out really well.
I doubt it. Like, they're pushing it by giving... They were pushing it by giving Oliver his own show. Or not Oliver, Barry his own show. And now they're talking about making Ray Palmer get his own show. And I'm like, just keep it in Arrow. Just make it one show with both of them.
They're just trying to divide it up while it's still big. So, because they want to do the whole... Like, Marvel's got the movie business down. They want to get the television.
Well, DC's also trying to take over movies also, but they're taking longer to do it.
Yeah, Marvel's got it so good right now there.
Oh, yeah.
But they definitely got TV down, though.
Yeah. Marvel also has Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's doing pretty good.
Yeah, it hasn't branched out, though, as much as DC has so far.
Yeah.
Having two.
They also have Agent Carter, which I need to catch up on. I'm like an episode behind, I think.
Definitely. So right now we see Wells and Joe have their kind of like just one-on-one, saying that Barry has priorities and it's the Yellow Man, not Captain Cold.
And Joe's saying how...
Or not the Yellow Man, the Man in Yellow.
Yeah, so Oliver... who's Oliver? I think he's Arrow, right?
Yeah.
I was about to say Oliver for some reason. No, West is getting angry at Wells because he thinks that Wells is tricking Barry into doing what Wells wants.
Yeah, well...
Which is what he is doing. He's essentially doing that.
Wells has a pretty big influence on Barry, and he's smart. So...
Firestorm movie. It was a directed DVD.
I think it's a 2011.
Yeah.
So if any of you guys want to look into that, I don't know if that's any sort of Easter egg, but...
I don't think it is an Easter egg, it's just...
It was just weird. They show things on here and you never really know for sure.
4 years ago, did you see a movie called Firestorm or ever hear of it? It was a direct-to-DVD, so it must have been like some movie that went straight to Redbox. That's like a knockoff of another movie sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, so we're about to see the second abuse of Barry's power.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently he could read 800 pages in about 4 seconds.
We said 3 seconds.
Yeah, about 3 seconds.
So. We'll count it for you guys. Don't worry. That's what we're here for.
I think they're really underusing that ability.
Yeah.
Like, he could learn medical stuff, he could learn science, he could learn advanced math, anything.
He can learn how to defuse bombs. He could do anything. All he just needs to do is go to a library and spend like an hour in there, and he could read every book.
Every day, just read like something that would benefit him as a hero, and then if he understood the law perfectly, that would be amazing for him to know.
Well, dude, he works at a police station. Remember?
It doesn't mean he has law memorized.
True.
I mean,
do you know the Miranda rights by heart?
I work at Big Lots, and I don't even know the sales that happen every week when I go in. He just knows science real well. SCUBA. It's an acronym.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. So...
They're going to do the acronym for Firestorm, which Mel pointed out is absolutely ridiculously...
Yeah, it's...
Let's see.
Fusion ignition research... I can't even read it that fast.
I bet you it took someone a good hour to think of that acronym.
It's 800 pages.
So, me and Phil were talking...
She just looks up at him.
We were thinking that's about the size of a Lord of the Rings book.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 5 seconds.
5 seconds, 800 pages.
So...
And that's cool because he's processing it too and learning it. He's not just speed reading. But I guess that is the definition of speed reading.
Yeah. I remember an episode where Iris posts something to her blog and then he goes up on the rooftop with her and says, "Hey, so I just read your new blog." She's like, "I just posted it 2 seconds ago." He's like, "Speed read." Which he was also running at the same time that he was heading there. Which means it popped up and he read while he ran. Which is kind of dangerous at that speed. It's like texting while driving at 800 miles per hour.
So, who are the people getting out of the plane?
These are the artists that did this painting.
Oh, no, well, they're the ones who bought the painting.
Oh, they are the ones that bought it?
Yeah, they're the ones who
that painted it.
No, they're the ones who paid $24 million for it when they were in Paris.
Okay, so they bring up the name Hartley, which all of you know or don't know, which is what we're here for. Hartley is the Pied Piper villain.
And those are his parents.
Yes.
Who disowned him probably because he's gay.
Yeah. But
or he's
the
just
Pied
a jerk,
Piper we get to see next episode, which is what I'm excited for.
What if we're just being wrong and they really just disowned him because he's just a jerk and they just don't like him?
That's true. I love Captain Cold here.
So right here, Cold sprays he kind of just pray and spray his gun. He doesn't really aim it, just swinging it
sort
around.
of like an AK-47 in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess his gun can't overheat.
Yeah.
But they're in possession. They're in possession of the painting.
I love Mick. He's just so terrible. His lines are so bad.
Yeah, he's like, "That's worth money," and he's like, "It's beautiful" when he's shooting fire. No, he's got something wrong in his head. He's just shooting flames everywhere, and he's like, "It's beautiful."
He's just hyperventilating from all the gorgeous flames.
Yeah, so him being like that ended up damaging his gun.
Yeah.
And now they have to make an escape.
Joe shot it.
He shot a chamber in it. That was it, right?
Yeah, he shot the gun and it hit it bad.
What a shot, Joe. That's
Joe was hiding behind a riot shield too.
Only officer who shoots, by the way.
Yeah.
Everyone else is hiding. Joe sneaks out of his shield. Gets one shot.
I think he was actually aiming for Mick's head and missed. Poor guy.
I would still take credit for it. I'd be like, I was aiming for that the whole time. Just aiming for his gun.
Like in Iron Man 3 when Tony's like, I was aiming for the light. Do you know how hard it is to hit a light from here? Rhodey just stands up for a sec, pop, and the light goes out.
So, and basically, Joe's telling Barry, hey, you weren't there, and this could have all been finished right then and there if you were there.
And Barry's kind of feeling like
Barry?
Yeah.
I should have been there.
So, Anthony and I talked about this, that Mick is repairing his gun right now because Cold taught him how to fix it.
He said he learned every circuit of the gun.
Which means later in the episode we'll bring that up again, though.
Yeah.
They both know their guns inside and out and could make copies of them probably.
Most likely.
With Mick, I'm surprised he doesn't make a copy right now and have duel of them. Have two fire guns.
Right here is
how nuts he is.
Right here's the part that I find is the worst in the story of this episode. Just they're both having a standoff with their guns, talking smack on each other. But then Heatwave burns the painting, and when he's convinced that their job should be to take out the Flash.
Yeah.
It's keep the painting, bro.
Yeah.
That's a $24 million painting.
And you just burned it.
Yeah, it's you could use that money to take over the city and still mess with Barry.
Yeah.
Way more effectively than you are now.
You get a nice car for that, can't you?
Yeah, heck, they could do what you suggested. Build another gun.
Yeah.
Each of them.
Yeah. Build an arsenal. Get a sniper, Cold gun, or...
Yeah, so he burns the painting.
Because, remember, we need to remember this. He's nuts.
But Captain Cold isn't.
Yes, but Cold doesn't care. He's not in this for the money at all.
He's kind of Flash obsessed.
Yeah. Okay. So, right here, I didn't get it the first time around, and then I heard the name again. Jason Rush. Who out there knows Jason Rush?
I heard a lot of responses.
Yeah, thank you. I think that was about 17 people said yes. And Jason Rush, for those of you who don't know, is another version of Firestorm. Originally it was Ronnie and Professor Stein. And then when Ronnie died, Jason took over. And I learned a lot of this from when I read the Blackest Night comic book, which, check it out. You guys should read it. It's so good.
I'm still wondering how this Firestorm research falls into everything.
Well, Ronnie is Firestorm.
But he was created by the particle accelerator.
The way I see it is he was created into some molecular... it vaporized his body into some molecular, standpoint or whatever. Remember how in the first episode, Wells is he was created antimatter, all this different stuff. And then when they created Firestorm, his matter was brought back due to that he was turned into that sort of stuff. And then it fused with Professor Stein. Because right here, Jason says that Professor Stein just disappeared.
He's a pretty old guy, too, so...
Yeah, I love the actor, too. He's so good. I'm forgetting his name right now. Do you remember at all?
Nah, I do not.
I don't know.
But so you're saying Professor Stein and Ronnie fused together during these experiments of Firestorm.
Yeah, and that's how Firestorm is made, by the fusion of those two people.
Because he's talking about how they went from phase 1 to phase 3. They skipped phase 2, so a lot of unforeseen things could have happened.
Yeah.
You can't be rushing science.
So Caitlin got all of her information, talks and starts reading up about Professor Stein.
Going to her car, hearing noises kind of getting sketched out in the parking lot.
What kind of car is this, by the way? Do you know?
This is the part right here. So Captain Cold puts her door at 0 temperature.
And she knows instantly that that's Cold's gun that just hit that.
Just hit it super cold. She's not wearing gloves. She grabs the handle trying to pull it, and then they pull her off, but she's not injured.
Well, actually, we don't really know, because her hand could have got stuck on there, and then you never saw her hand.
Yeah, so. But I mean, she could have just easily. She's immune to being. I mean, how often in life do you touch something so cold that it will damage your skin?
A lot. That's a likely thing. True.
I mean, like, the closest I get is touching my freezer.
Ooh. Did you notice that when Wells said that? I hope we're not enemies.
Yeah, I hope we're not enemies. Yeah, Wells is a weird guy.
Wells is a weird guy.
And he was in the shadows as he's saying that, too.
Yeah. And it's sad we don't get to see the walking room this episode.
Oh, yeah, we did. I didn't realize that.
I know you love the walking room.
Yeah. Well, he almost got up and walked at the very beginning.
He put a foot on the ground. Does that count?
Yeah, he should really do something about that. Maybe, like, strap his legs down to remind him or something. Like, oh, I don't like him dangling around, you know?
Yeah. It's too risky having them open.
I mean, you can't be somewhat near someone with the reaction speed of, like, I don't know what is. You can't even compare Barry's reaction speed. Like, he could see if Wells moves his leg and probably process it super fast.
Yeah, definitely.
See, if I were Wells, I'd mess up the second I sneeze. Like, my foot would move. And be like, oh, that's the end of that.
Everyone knows now. Or you just say it was a reflexive thing, that he's scientific enough.
So we just got first heat wave reference.
Yeah. And he's like, it created some form of heat wave. Heat wave. And
I like that he names the villains like that.
Yeah, I love it.
Because it's like, no person with those abilities would just go out and say, that's my name.
So they're crossing names them. I love it. They have to cross streams, like Ghostbusters.
That's like, I like that Wells. He's like, that is quite funny.
Yeah. And Cisco's like, that movie's so accurate.
Yeah,
scientifically accurate.
So if you guys want a science lesson, watch Ghostbusters. That's what the moral of this
I can't see what state it's in. I'm trying to look at the license plate, but I'm not seeing anything.
Nah, they're not showing it. So the car is still frozen from that gun from last night.
And that was last night. But it's understandable, because Cold's gun...
You know, it brought it to 0.
Yeah.
I bet you that fiberglass of that car is ruined.
Like, if you literally punched the window, it would blow. It would just shatter.
You'd go to pieces. The whole door.
Yeah.
So now they're back in the precinct.
Mick Rory, that's his name.
Mick Rory. It sounds like a McDonald's drink.
It's a McRory. You want it?
What's in it? It's like no one really knows.
It's like a flurry, but except hot.
There you go. Any McDonald's CEOs listening? There you go.
We gave you an idea. Pay us. We're sponsoring you.
All right, so this is their announcement, Cold's announcement to the entire world on television that the Flash exists.
Yeah, he's saying, my name is Leonard Snarp. You can call me Cold. He didn't even say Captain Cold. Like, he just dropped his actual title. Like, he's a captain, and he just, like, didn't even tell anyone.
He's like, I'm Cold. And he said, basically, we're going to kill this woman unless the Flash comes and fight us in the middle of the street.
Truthfully, he just said he calls himself the Flash. And truthfully, the Flash didn't call himself the Flash. Barry told Iris that Flash was a name, and then Iris took it. It's
like he likes it. Barry Hickel likes it.
Oh yeah, he's the one who came up with the idea for it. But in truthfulness, they don't know that. They just know that it was given to him by Iris.
It's probably going to be by the end of the season, it's going to be weird if anyone calls him anything else besides the Flash.
I hated it when they called him the Streak. Or not the Streak, the Blur.
The Blur.
I'm okay with the Streak. When they called him the Blur, that was so reminiscent of Smallville, because that's what they called Superman in the beginning.
Well, in this episode, they do call him the Scarlet Speedster.
I love that name. I love it as much as the Emerald Archer.
The Emerald Archer.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. It's hard to think that these two shows are so separated in seasons.
The Emerald Knight, which is what is that? That's Green Lantern. I like those nicknames.
The Emerald Knight. That's a
Cape
good name
Crusader,
for him.
Batman. I love the nicknames for superheroes. I'm not a big fan of their actual names now.
So right now we get Caitlyn actually
talking to Mick.
I think she's getting used to this lifestyle of just being like in constant danger because she doesn't care. She's like, hurt me, whatever, dude, just don't hurt the Flash.
Yeah, he's a chill dude. You don't need to kill him.
And he kind of threatens to burn her.
Yeah, he's saying, "You want to see what you're really like," which is very reminiscent of what the Joker says in Injustice. He's like, "You want to know why I use knives?" Or no, it's not Injustice. It's Dark Knight.
Yeah,
he says, "You want to know why I use knives? Because people show their real self right before they die."
And he's like, "Do you want to know which one of your friends are cowards?"
Yeah, I can tell you.
But we can't be talking about Batman no more.
Yeah, we're talking about the Flash.
Yeah, we gotta stick to the Flash. But
zoom.
Cold kind of stops him from using his gun. Like,
yeah,
I don't think they're really that bad at guys. They just want to own the Flash, basically.
Yeah, well, Cold knows what he wants, and it's so hard to get Mick under control.
He kind of keeps him in the dark so he just doesn't deviate from the plan because he predicts that he won't follow the plan.
Yeah. So Joe is telling Barry, "Are you ready for the world to know who you really are?"
And Barry's thinking to himself, "I'm going to ruin this costume."
Which we gotta talk about. That he ruins the costume. Cisco cried when the other suit blew up. So how's he feel that this one gets like burned?
He just got to make these suits like fireproof, ice-proof, speed-proof.
He did make it friction. He did make it heat-proof, but he didn't make it fireproof.
I don't think he expected Barry to like go into flames.
Like lay down in a fire, start rolling around in it. You're supposed to do that after you're on fire and not in the fire.
So
to stop, drop, and roll.
We're about to start the fight scene between
Scarlet Speedster and the Rogues.
Yeah, but I feel this whole fight scene is unnecessary because from the very start of the fight,
shh, you're gonna ruin the magic.
Well, Barry runs between both of them and knocks Cold into a car. It stands to reason that he could easily just run up and remove their guns.
Yeah, he does that with Multiplex. And he does it in the video games. But remember, he's kind of in this sense of that he has to do this.
So he runs between them, he runs around them, and he knocks Cole against the car.
He's trying to break their guns more so.
Why is hitting them not an option? Why crossing the beams thing? He's so focused on that, he's not thinking of the easy scenario. Of where he can do less property damage, solve it in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But I think for script writing purposes, they just wanted a fight scene in this episode.
They have to have a fight scene in every episode.
I think they did just a whole fight scene just so Barry could like step on Cold's gun before he grabs it. I think that's the whole reason they did this whole scene. But yeah, right now Barry's on fire.
He's not really on fire. He's just running out of fire.
He had
Why is he panting? Because it makes no sense.
Well, he did just run through frozen water. He's probably kind of like dazed from it. Then he got set on fire and he ran from that.
Yeah. What he should do is just grab both of them, run up a building, and drop them.
Yeah.
Say that it fixed the problem instantly.
It's like I think he could just disarm them. He could just run up and take their guns, or at least punch them. Like that is always an option if you're a superhero. You can punch anybody and it's fine as long as they don't die.
Yeah.
You punch them so hard they blow up. That's a Superman mistake.
Well, didn't we just say earlier, just take Eddie into the Atlantic Ocean, just drop him off?
Yeah.
But we're saying that the supervillains, you don't need to kill them. You do notice that, right?
Yeah. Only people in your personal life who pose problems.
That's who you kill, right? Okay.
Yeah. So right now, Joe and, Cisco are going into the warehouse where Caitlyn's being held hostage.
It says muffled speech. So I'm figuring she just tried to tell him something, like, speech-worthy.
And that is so wimpy. Like, she yells at Cisco, like, kind of like, go back. So Cisco falls back. But Joe runs in and actually saves Caitlyn.
Well, Cisco wouldn't have been able to move fast enough. He doesn't have the training. He's a nerd.
Yeah, well, yeah, and Joe's a police officer, so he's used to the
he's used to
stress of the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now I think Barry's running up the wall just to get them to cross beams, and you can see they almost do a few times.
Yeah. But I think they know not to cross the beam sort of thing, but it's just...
Well, they do admit that they didn't think about that.
Yeah.
When he does defeat him. I think it's just dumb luck they haven't crossed beams.
See, I don't understand the science between the cold gun, obviously, but, like, a flamethrower, you can understand. So a mini flamethrower, that's hard to understand. How is that possible, sort of thing.
It's like when he was describing the gun, he said it had chambers and stuff. So I'm imagining it's like a compressed liquid that just shoots out. And and once it hits the air, it just gets super hot.
Maybe it shoots out like gasoline sort of thing that ignites or lighter fluid. It shoots it out.
You can't get too much into the science of this because if these were possible, they'd be out and about right now.
Yeah. I know people have created the pyro device that Pyro has in X-Men.
Nice.
Like, someone's actually created that sort of thing.
I'm so excited that the citizens are creating weapons of mass destruction.
Isn't this awesome?
Yeah.
One day, they're going to work for the CIA. Then we'll have a real-life James Bond. We can only hope.
Knowing in the real world, they would just use that to make food. Like, they wouldn't even try to rob a bank. They'd be like, I could make a steak in front of everyone. So, Barry's brilliant. Okay, so between the two brightest minds in the city, they said just get shot by both guns.
Just walk between them.
Yeah, Wells is like just manning the whole operation, saying just like get shot by both of them, run between them, and then speed off real quick,
and then their guns blow up.
So now that their guns are taken away from them,
Mick gets thrown over a car into the air.
So Colt's reaching for his gun, and this is the scene where I was saying that they probably just did this whole fight scene so Barry could put his foot on that gun and say, I beat ya. But his suit's messed up.
Yeah, Cisco's gonna be angry.
It looks like dragon skin.
I know, right? Scales and all.
Yeah, one side's all melted and one side's kind of like frozen.
It is? I don't see the frozen, really.
Right there, you can see the frost on that side, and it goes right down the center of him, like right across his symbol.
Was Colt on that side of him?
Let's see here. No, that was a continuity mistake right there. It should have been opposite.
Yeah. So they're bringing in Mick and Snart right now, and Mick is just going like out of his mind.
I love this. He uses his shoulder to take down an officer. He just screams like
he just screams at a gun.
You know, I'd be like that too if half my body was burnt in 3rd-degree burns. And then Snart's just congratulations.
Congratulations, you caught me. I'll be out in like 4 hours.
Your friend's real hot. He's like, that was really funny.
Good job. It's not like I've been thinking that joke for a while.
So what makes him dangerous, though, is he just keeps a level head.
Yeah, Cold.
Yeah, if you keep a level
head. He's
like
Hannibal from A-Team. Because he always has a plan, and he's...
He just needs a cigar. That's all.
Oh, did you catch the thing about the court?
Oh, no. Did you do?
No, I was looking down.
Bummer. So we're not sure if it's a dumb thing, but they said... Either they said, we don't need these guns for court, or we don't need to take them to court. Or something like that.
Yeah, we're not sure.
But they gave the guns to Cisco to get them out of the way forever.
Yeah.
I'm unaware, though, if the guns still function.
So the police are saying, wow, the Flash is awesome. He's a hero. He saved all of us tonight. Woo.
So this is the defining difference between Arrow and the Flash, is that he is immediately liked by the people.
Well... At first, Arrow wasn't. At first, Flash wasn't. Eddie actually got a task force to take out the Flash, but
it was never really that.
It was never an interest. It was never like a big thing. Like they never made a big deal out of it.
It was like they just had to kind of dislike the Flash, but it seems like they were way more quick to like him than to dislike.
After
the Flash.
He saved their lives and everything.
Yeah, well, Eddie has a legitimate reason. Like the Flash, when he was evil, threw him out of his car and nearly killed him.
Yeah, but he hated the Flash before then.
Yeah, that just reinforced it.
It's because his girlfriend was obsessed with him.
Yeah, now his girl isn't obsessed with him, it seems like.
That's because they stopped doing their rooftop rendezvous. Oh, here's your favorite scene coming up.
Oh, yeah. So, right here, Joe's like, I'm going to leave you guys alone for a minute. I'm going to give you guys a minute or two. So, he leaves, but really, he walks to the couch in the exact same room as them and just sits down and starts drinking a beer.
So
that is not leaving the room.
That's not giving them privacy. That's just saying, hey, I'm just going to step behind you so you can't really see me that well.
It's kind of like he's saying, this is still my house.
I can be where I want.
Yeah, I'm going to sit on this couch like 3 feet away and hear everything you guys say, but say I'm giving you privacy.
So Barry's saying how he has the power to see into the future and that they're going to be really happy.
Going to be friends again. The whole Eddie thing was...
No, he's saying that Eddie and her will be really happy. They're not going to be friends ever again. Barry and Iris, I think that's done.
Well, they said we're going back to being best friends, and then they do a fist bump, the international sign of things are still good. Yeah, see, boom, see.
Boom.
The special features of the podcast, you can see the fist bump.
You have to pay a monthly fee though for the subscription to that.
Yeah, so he kind of just like squares things away with Iris, saying, you know, hey, I know you're with Eddie, but let's still be buddies. Okay, and then she turns around, and that's when you see Joe just sitting on the couch.
Joe's just sitting on the couch, like, what's up? I'm gonna take this photo of you guys, of like me and Barry. Is that cool?
You could see it now in the scene, like literally 3 feet away.
Yeah, she takes a photo that is of her and Barry in a frame. She just takes it with them.
That's not going to cause problems to her relationship with Eddie.
Exactly. She's just gonna put that on her coffee table, and
it'd be worse if she put it in her bedroom,
right next to her bed, so she rolls over.
Yeah.
Hey, morning, Barry. And then turns over. Oh, hey, Eddie.
So now Barry and Joe kind of are having their man moment.
I just see Barry loving that photo. He's like, I love that photo. Why you gotta take it?
I think it's kind of weird how Joe can't have like his own life without his children around.
Yeah.
Like he's immediately when Iris leaves, he's like, Barry, you should move in with me.
Yeah, come on. I love that. He's like, why don't you just hang around? We'll drink some beer, watch some football, eat some pizza. Barry's like, make it pizzas. Add an S to it, and then I'm in.
Talks about this is the first time Barry mentions where he lives. I guess he lives in an apartment with.
And we never see this apartment ever.
Nope. And he's like, I leave it all hours of the night. The washing machines don't work.
And I always thought he lived at the West House. I never thought that he had an apartment.
I never even considered he lived anywhere.
I just thought he just constantly ran and never needed to sleep.
Like the thought never just crossed my mind where he lived. But yeah, I guess he's been living in an apartment and by himself, and they just never showed or mentioned it.
I want to see that bachelor pad now.
It's probably just covered in food wrappers and stuff.
I know, right? Sort of like the 1990s Flash.
Yeah. Well, actually, he had a nice apartment. He had a dog, too.
Yeah, that dog scared him.
So, Barry just runs to his house, packs all his stuff, and is there in a second.
Are you sure it wasn't already pre-packed?
He's the Flash.
I have a feeling it was just right there at the door. He went in, grabbed his stuff, dropped his key at the front desk of the apartment complex, and just left.
And for all of you guys, you know, leaving your apartment isn't that easy. You gotta like fill out paperwork. You gotta talk to your landlord. Packing your stuff and just showing up somewhere else does not mean you've moved.
So we get Barry showing, or not Barry. We don't get to see the walking room today.
Yeah. So right now we're just seeing Cold and Heat just being taken to prison.
Yeah, they're on their way to Iron Heights right now, which we all love Iron Heights.
Yeah. And Heatwave's just talking hecka smack right now. Like, your plan was stupid.
You're stupid. Your face is stupid. Everything sold about you stupid.
A $24 million painting. He's like, we could have sold that.
But I set it on fire.
Yeah. That's kind of on him.
Yeah, that's kind of his bad.
He didn't even ask if that's what the plan was. He just did it. I'd be mad. I'd beat him up. But now the car stopped. He's like, it's the plan.
And then, like, the door opens up, and there's a woman there holding a gun.
He's like, hey, sis. Nice.
I wonder if he's just hitting on her.
Yeah.
Just looks at her. Nice. This is your sister? And you're related, right? Dang. So, that's the episode of Revenge of the Rogues. Which is
it's a pretty good episode, though.
I love Cold. He's just so perfect.
I can't wait till they get deeper into like the end of the first season, because if the mid-season finale was the Man in the Yellow, I mean, I can't imagine what the end of the actual first season will be. Because him
taking out the Man in Yellow.
I don't know if he will.
Season 1 of Arrow was where Oliver, in the mid-season finale, he fought Merlin, and then in the season 1 finale, he killed Merlin. With giant air quotes around kill, FYI.
But also, Slade Wilson was a big villain at the exact same time in the flashbacks and in the series.
Not in season 1 more so. He more so came in around...
Was it season 2?
Well, Slade first showed up episode 7 of Arrow. Yeah.
Not the flashbacks?
In the flashbacks, yeah. He showed up episode 7.
You know, just the whole season,
1.
The season difference, like, it seems like with Arrow, they've spanned it out a long time, but the same sort of events are happening in the Flash in just the first season.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to, like...
see him as so far more advanced.
It's like they squeeze in more stuff in Flash episodes than they've had in Arrow. But Arrow has a more developed backstory because it's gone longer.
Yeah, true.
Is there
do we have anything else to add? I guess. We just played the DLC.
Oh, yeah. It was very short for DLC. Come on.
We played the Arrow DLC on Lego Batman 3, which is so much fun, where you are Oliver and Slade, and you're on the island, and it's so funny with Stephen Amell doing the voiceover.
Yeah, it's like they made him say goofy things, which is weird for his character at all to say. He's like, I became something more, something pointy.
And arrowy.
Yeah. He's like, well, in my flashbacks, I like to think that I was wearing my Arrow costume for you continuity.
Police,
yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it was funny. I liked it. I wish it was longer, though. If they're going to supply a DLC, come on, make it like a good length.
Well, the thing is that you're not just paying for the DLC level, you're also paying to get 10 extra characters that you couldn't get. It comes with Oliver, Slade, Black Canary, Huntress, Felicity, Diggle, Merlin, and Roy, which I want to play with Roy so bad. I'm a huge fan of Roy. Everyone out there knows I'm a huge Roy fan.
You know, I noticed I know we're talking about Arrow a little bit more, but where he fights the leader of the League of Assassins,
Raish.
Yeah, when he's fighting without his shirt on, he's got like a beer belly.
A little bit, not much.
And it makes me laugh because he's
Raish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He has no abs, no muscles, and he beats it all over just because like he's the leader of the League of Assassins.
He's Ra's al Ghul. You can't take anyone out within okay, they're dead.
Yeah, but it was just funny because I noticed, I'm like, that dude's got like a beer belly. Like, are you saying, does he just not work out or nothing? He's just like, yeah, I'm pretty awesome. I could just do whatever.
I'm set. I'm pretty set for today.
League of Assassins respect this, and points at his belly.
Yes.
Yeah, man titties.
So, before we do our outro, I want to do a shout out. It is Matt Parantha's birthday today. Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, so this is your birthday gift. This is all you get.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You get the podcast.
Sorry. And to everyone else, you also get the podcast. We know it's not your birthday, but we're feeling generous.
When you're listening to it, just say happy birthday out loud, and I know he'll feel it.
Yeah, everyone just say it all at the same time. If there are people around the world who listen to this at the same time, it should be loud enough that Matt will hear this. So, on the count of 3, everyone say happy birthday, Matt. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Matt. To join... Wait, no, that's you.
All right. So to join the discussion with everyone, go to facebook.com/group/Speedforce podcast.
Thank you for being a loyal fandom.
For us here at the Speedforce, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Phil. Ride the lightning, speedsters.
Never gone into my lab to experiment that night before lightning flashed around me and time changed speed. Now I gotta try to be so patient until calamity will strike, because when things change in an instant, it's almost fast enough for me. And I'll be there before you know it. I'll be gone before you see me. And do you think you can imagine anything so lonely? And I know you'd really like me, but I never stick around, 'cause time keeps dragging on and on and on and on and on.